Boing.
Hello and welcome to IncomingRC. My name is Weakley, and today we're going to see if we can turn these simple debit gift cards into an airplane. So hopefully a lot of you remember the $50 plane challenge I did a while ago, and that's what we're revisiting now. So the whole purpose of this was to build an inexpensive airplane that could be purchased for under $50, or to use just a single or two of these gift cards to purchase an entire airplane. So that would mean that the motor, the ESC, the servos, the battery, and all the other electronics that you'll need to build the airplane for under $50, minus your controller, of course. So to accommodate this, we went with the swappable format. This means that you'd only have to have one power pod that would have all your electronics in it, and you would just need to add airplanes by buying more servos and foam and some of the other linkages that you need. So the initial cost is going to be a little bit more expensive, about $50, and then every plane that you add on to it is going to be about $10. What's interesting is in the span of time between these two videos, motor technology has improved immensely. So the motor I used last time was actually really unreliable, and it also broke a whole bunch, and that's why I also didn't continue with using that motor in that project. But now with the advent of mini quad motors, they're so much more stronger, reliable, and more powerful, and it allows us to actually have these mini swappables now. And it stays inside of our budget of under $50, so that's great. So anyway, let's check out the designs. So first up is the power pod, and it attaches in the front with popsicle sticks and in the back with magnets, which allows you to easily detach these, and also it'll fall off in a crash if you have a really bad one. But anyway, the motor mount is actually 3D printed, and it also accepts the popsicle sticks, and then the magnet holder is also 3D printed to add strength and something to pull onto. Now these are included in a kit that I'll talk about later. But anyway, the motor, the ESC, and the receiver are all mounted on the inside. You can see the battery cable comes out right here. And then I also fastened this prop saver. So these mini quad motors, they normally have a nut. Now, I wanted the prop saver because some of these airplanes, the propeller will hit the ground when it lands because I don't have landing gear on this one. But I wanted a prop saver so that it could break the O-ring instead of the propeller or my motor. So all I did is take a normal prop saver, and then I drilled it out progressively until it fit over the shaft of the mini quad motor, and then I just attached the propeller using it. And what's interesting is these motors are pretty high kV, and you don't want to use a prop saver on a high kV motor. However, the prop hole and the motor shaft have such a tight tolerance that it doesn't wobble around that much. And so it's actually able to not have that much vibrations when it's operating. So that worked out pretty well. Anyway, so that's the power pod. Next, we have the FT Delta Wing. Now this is modeled after the flight test Delta Wing that they use in their swappable series. And it's just a really simple little Delta, single rudder in the back, elevon, bank and yank, and then you can see how it's open and the magnets right here to attach the power pod, and a little popsicle stick comes out on the front. But anyway, super simple airplane, flies fast, it's pretty acrobatic too. You can do loops and rolls with it, and it's just a lot of fun to fly in my backyard, and in a little park too would fit it pretty well. And it has a KF airfoil step, so it does have some lift, and it does fly very nice. Next up is the Busy Bee. So this is kind of a homage to my last channel name, but anyway, it's a slow trainer, so it has a very high dihedral, no ailerons, just rudder and elevator, and it likes to fly in high alpha, so it flies pretty slow, but you can always push the nose down and it'll fly forward pretty fast. You can do loops and wing overs with it, but it also flies really slow for a trainer, which is really great, and has a really good flight characteristics. Now, if you've seen the previous $50 plane challenge, you've already seen those two designs, but I wanted to introduce a new one for this new video, and I also wanted to include a pusher. So this pusher, all you would have to do is take the power pod, switch two of the ESC wires, and flip the prop around, and then now you have a pusher setup on your power pod. So what I did was, logically, I took my design from Maker Hangar 2, the Maker Trainer 2 airplane, as the video series I produced for Make Magazine, and I shrunk it down into this, the baby Maker Trainer. So it's a 2/3 scale, which means that the wingspan's 20 inches instead of 30 inches. It's a lot faster than the other plane since the wing area is so small, but it still flies great. Now I did have to change some things because when you're scaling something down like this, some things don't transfer with the design. So I originally scaled it down just by scaling down the plans and flew it, and the vertical stabilizers were not big enough. So I changed those, so they're much larger if you look at the original Maker Trainer design. And I've also added some wing cord to the wing to add some more surface area to it. So it's a little bit not proportioned as the original, but it still looks like the original and it flies really well too. It's pretty much fully acrobatic. I've done loops and rolls and wingovers and a ton of things with it. It doesn't have any rudders. You could put rudders. It would be really stretching it for something this small, but anyway, it flies great. It has a KF airfoil, so it does have some lift, just like the original Maker Trainer, but like I said, flies great. And speaking of flying, now that you've seen all the designs, let's go see how they fly. So as you can see, all these planes fly great. They're fun little planes to build, and they're very inexpensive if you have a radio and a battery charger already lined up. So I bet you're all wondering how to build these. Now, last time I kind of left you on a cliffhanger saying that I'd leave PDF plans and a part list, but I never did because of that motor incident, and I never wanted to continue the project, but now I am. So PDF plans, parts lists, and the kit are all available on my website, lucasweakley.com. Now the kit will include the motor mount, the battery holder, the control horns, push rods, popsicle sticks, and of course the magnets. So you have everything in one place that you can just purchase, and it'll make the build process a lot easier. Now you don't need the kit because you can just source and build all these parts yourself, but the kit makes it a lot easier for you to build, and it also supports me and these videos. So give it some consideration. So of course I've made build videos for all of these airplanes and the power pod. So I'm gonna leave you with that. Go ahead and click on the plane that you wanna see the build video of. There's also links in the description. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy the builds, and I hope you like these airplanes. I can't wait to see your builds. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.